This is the story of Atila the Great Hunter. Once upon a time in the heart of the Tilira Kingdom, where the forest stretched endlessly beneath the golden sun, lived a man named Atila. Renowned as the greatest hunter in all the lands, Atila's name was spoken with a mix of awe and fear. His wealth was unmatched, amassed from the hunting of rare beasts whose furs, tusks, and bones were sold to nobles and merchants from distant lands. Yet, despite his riches, Atila's life was marked by a profound emptiness. He was childless, a man without an heir. Atila's mastery of the hunt was unparalleled. With his keen eye and unmatched skill, no creature in the great forest of Tilira could escape his bow. But Atila was not a hunter who respected his prey. He hunted not just for survival or trade but for the thrill of domination. His cruelty was infamous. He would trap animals for days, watching their desperation before delivering the final blow. He raised part of the forest to flush out his quarry, leaving destruction in his wake. The spirits of the forest, the ancient guardians of Tilira, grew restless with his relentless and heartless pursuits. Despite his fame and fortune, Atila's heart bore a wound that all his wealth could not heal. He had a wife named Kokuma but could not bear children. Each time the wife became pregnant, it would result in a stillbirth, or at most before the first birthday the child would die. This went for several years and it worries the wife so much. Atila went ahead and married second wife called Ilo, but the same thing happened. He loved his wives, both of whom he adored, yet neither could bear him a child. This sorrow weighed heavily on Atila, for in Tilira, the lineage was sacred. Without an heir, his legacy, and his vast hunting empire, would fade into obscurity. One night, as Atila sat in his grand hall adorned with trophies of his conquest, he was visited by an elder from a nearby village. The old man, his voice gravelly with age, spoke words that struck Atila like an arrow. "The spirits of the forest are angered by your cruelty. They whisper in the winds, they mourn in the rustle of the leaves. Until you make peace with them, the gift of life will elude you." At first, Atila dismissed the elder's words as the ramblings of a feeble mind. But as days turned into weeks, and the emptiness in his home gnawed at him, he began to reconsider. Atila went to see a seer. He told him that his problem has to do with his work he do for a living. Atila replies, "The work I do not understand." The seer replies, "I do not understand either." So Atila continued with his life and business, but the two wives were desperate and put pressure on Atila, but he said there was nothing he can do. He told them, "What do you want me to do? We have tried our best, but no solution. Maybe that is how God wants it." Atila continued with his life, but the two wives keeps praying for a child. However, in the forest kingdom, the animal gathered in a meeting and discussed the Atila issue. Everyone present tabled their cases, and it all points to a man who terrorized them most, the man Atila. The head of the animal kingdom asked what should be done to him, and they all agreed to make him childless. This was the reason why the two wives could not have children, but Atila did not know, neither the seer or the two wives. The forest that had once seemed alive with abundance now felt ominous, their silence heavy and foreboding. Even the animals seemed to avoid him, as if guided by an unseen force. Determined to find a solution, Atila set out into the heart of the forest, unarmed for the first time in his life. He saw the ancient shrine of the forest spirits, a place whispered about in tales but seldom seen by human eyes. For days, he wandered, the dense canopy above him casting shifting patterns of light and shadow. Hunger and exhaustion gnawed at him, but he pressed on, driven by a desperate hope. At last, he found the shrine, a circle of ancient stones encircling a great tree whose roots twisted like the fingers of the earth. A gentle breeze stirred the leaves as if the forest itself had been waiting for him. Falling to his knees, Atila bowed his head and spoke. "Great spirits of the forest, I have wronged you. My greed and cruelty have brought pain to your sacred domain. Forgive me, and grant me a chance to atone." For hours, Atila remained at the shrine, his words mingling with the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of unseen creatures. As the moon rose high above the trees, he felt a presence surround him, both comforting and immense. In the silence, a voice echoed in his mind. "Your actions have scarred the land, but your remorse is genuine. To earn our forgiveness, you must cease your cruel ways and become a protector of the forest. Nurture what you have destroyed. In doing so, you may yet find the life you seek." Atila returned to his home a changed man. He relinquished his hunting empire and turned his wealth towards healing the forest. He planted trees, protected endangered animals, and taught the people of Tilira to live in harmony with nature. Slowly, the spirit's anger ebbed, and life returned to the forest. Years later, Atila's first wife bore him a son, and his second wife a daughter. His joy was boundless, for he knew these children were not just a blessing but a testament to his transformation. Atila's legacy became not one of conquest, but of redemption. The people of Tilira sang songs of the great hunter who became a guardian of the forest, and the spirits watched over his family with quiet approval. And so, the great forest of Tilira thrived, and Atila's name was remembered not for his cruelty, but for his journey from darkness to light. The moral lesson of this story is that the animals, the plants and other natural creation must be treated with respect and honor because God created the earth for all of us to live together. Men should not use their superiority to damage the natural world, for it has serious repercussions.